Okay, so this is the steel project that I working on. So where I want to apply steel connection. Okay, so for you to insert this steel connection, if you are Revit 2020 and Revit 2019 user, you will get the steel connection tools in the steel tab. Okay, so up here we call it as a tab. So we have architecture tab, structure tab, steel tab, system tab. So for you to create steel connection, you go to the steel tab here, and then in the connection panel, you click on the steel connection. And then go to the steel connection tab. Okay, so Revit provide access to a variety of parametric steel connections that enable connection to be easily and efficiently added to the structure model. All right, in the available connection area here, you can select and then select the connection you would like to add to the model, and they will be displayed in the loaded connection area. Okay, so I'm going to insert a steel connection. Okay, so the stick connection that I want to use is the apex haunch. Okay, so click on the apex haunch and then click on add, base plate, clip angle, gusset plate triangle at one diagonal, and knee of frame bolted with haunch. Okay, so we have, okay, so another one is cable wall and plate. Okay, so make sure you have these three connection. Okay, apex haunch, base plate, clip angle, gable wall and plate, gusset plate, and knee or frame bolted with haunch. All right. So I'm going to use these six connection in my model. All right. So once you have load this connection, you just click OK. Okay, so now I'm going to insert the stick connection in my Revit model. Okay, so for you to insert the stick connection is very simple. Okay, so you just select the member to be connected. Okay, so for example, right now I want to create base plate for this column. All right, so I just click on this column here and then go to steel tab and then click on this connection tools. All right, and then once you have clicked on the connection tools, so you go to your properties palette here in this type selector, you choose base plate. Okay, so now it's already creating my base plate here. Okay, so for you to have this view, so you have to change this detail level to fine. Okay, so baru you nampak you punya connection dekat sini. Okay, so once the connection has been inserted, so it's very easy to adjust the connections. Okay, so kalau you tengok dekat sini, my bolt dia agak ke dalam. Okay, so I nak modify dia punya parameter, change it and then offset dia keluar sikit. Alright, so for you to do that, so you click on the connection here, and then at the properties palette, you click on edit type, and then here we have modify parameter, and then you click edit. Okay, so now in the edit connection type here, so we have this 3D view. All right, so you can change this view to 3D view. All right, and then you can zoom, you can orbit this model to see how the connection. All right, And then we have the properties right here. So for example, we have base plate layout. Okay, so this is the plate thickness. All right, as you can see here also, they already give an image. All right, so this one parameter one plate thickness ni adalah dimension daripada bawah ke sini. Alright, so I'm not going to change the plate thickness. So what I'm going to change is the projection. Alright, so for projection is the width of the plate here. Alright, so kalau I tukar to 70 and then click here, as you can see it become a little smaller. Alright, and then for plate corners you can change the corner shape here. Alright, so for example, if you change it to fillet, so it will look like this. Okay, for cut, it will look like this. And then for convex, it will look like this. Okay, so I'm going to change all these corner shape to convex. Okay, so for the bolts here, you can change the diameter. Okay, so you can go to anchor and holes. All right, so we have anchor diameter here. So if I go click and select 1/2 inch, what you see is the bolt is become smaller. All right, and if I go click on 3/4 inch, all right, so it will become bigger bolt. All right. And now I'm going to modify the anchor parallel web. So the distance parallel with web, all right. So this one, I'm going to change it to 350. And as you can see, the offset keluar, all right. And then same goes with the anchor parallel with flange. I will go and change to 350. Okay. So now I think it's look okay. Okay, and then I'm going to click OK. Okay, so now I'm going to create a connection between this beam and column. So just select on this beam and select on this column. Go to Steel tab and select Structural Connection. And at the Properties palette here, you choose knee or frame bolted with haunch. Okay, as you can see here, I'm going to modify this parameter. All right, so I'm going to click on this connection, click on edit type. All right, and then on the modify parameter, click on edit. Okay, so this is the parameter for this connection. All right, so as you can see here, so this one is parameter number 1, and then the dimension is here to here, number 1. All right, so if I go and change it to 500, so as you can see, the this rafter is become shorter. All right, so I'm going back to change it to 700. All right, and then in the cape plate here in the columns, I want to make it longer. Okay, so I go to the cape plate, and then here we have column extension. Okay, so as you can see in this picture here, so the column extension is this value from here to up here. All right, so right now the value is 0. So if I go and change to 50, so what you do is the column will be extend 50 mm above. All right. Okay, and then you can change the bolt. Okay, so this one is the bolt diameter, and then you also can change the bolt groups. All right. So for the bolt group, if I go and add the group 3, and then I click on 2, so as you can see, it will make another group below here with 2 lines. Okay, so if I click on 0, it will go back to this normal lah. Alright. So I'm not going to change the start distance, intermediate distance. So what I want to change is the horizontal distance here, because as you can see, dia agak rapat with this beam. So I'm going to make it further. Okay. So I'm going to this bolt parameter. And then as you can see here, we have this bolt on gauge line. Okay, so you have to untick this first, and then you can place the horizontal distance. Okay, so I'm going to place it 60. Okay, and as you can see, it already looks good. And then I'm click OK. Okay, so now I'm going to create the apex haunch in this two beam in the middle here. All right, so just select this beam, and then go to steel tab and select connection. And here I choose on apex haunch. Okay, so if I go and zoom in, so I think it looks okay. So I'm not going to edit parameter for this type of connection. All right. So I'm going to do another connection, which is on this bracing. So for this bracing and this beam, I'm going to create it by using gable wall and plate. Okay. So as you can see that this plate is a bit shorter, so I'm going to edit the parameter for it. All right, so just click on this connection and then go to edit type and then modify the parameter here. Okay, so here I can zoom. Okay, so to make it the plate become more longer, so you have to adjust the projection. All right, so I'm going to adjust the projection to 80. Okay, and then as you can see, it become more longer. All right, and then I'm going to change the bolt here. As you can see, bolt ni dia termasuk dalam brace, so I can adjust dia punya offset. All right, so go to bolt distance, and here we have distance X, and if you untick here, we have distance Y. Okay, so I'm going to place distance X as 250 and distance Y as 60. Okay, so now I think the bolt is a bit larger. Okay, so I'm going to change the diameter to 1/2 inch. Okay, so that looks okay, and then click OK. Okay, now I'm going to create a clip angle between this beam and this column. Okay, so just click on this beam and press your control and then select on this column. Go to steel tab and select connection and choose clip angle. All right, so as you can see here, I have 3 bolts in this clip angle. All right, so I'm going to modify the parameter to become only 2 bolts. All right, so click on this connection, edit type. Modify the parameters. Okay, and then I'm going to the bolt vertical bolt. Okay, and then as you can see here, the group one, we have 3 lines. Okay, so I'm going to change it to, and it will become like this. Okay, and then you also can change the set out value for this. So as you can see, this clip angle is not in the middle, right? Okay, so you can change the set out. So the parameter number 1, set out. So you click on here and choose middle. Okay, so as you can see, the clip angle is already in the middle of the beam. All right, and then just click OK. All right, and then lastly, we want to create a connection on this bracing and this column above here. Okay, just select this bracing, select this column, and choose gusset plate. Okay, so that's look okay for me. So I'm not going to modify the parameter of this connection. Okay, so now I have do all the connection that I want in my project. All right. So what I can do is I can go ahead and propagate the connection. All right. So if you are working on Revit 2018, you will not have these tools. Okay, so same goes with Revit 2019. Okay, so these tools is only applicable for Revit 2020. Okay, so if you want to propagate the connection, okay, so you just select this connection and then right click, and then here we have propagate connection. Okay, so I'm going to click on propagate connection. And then as you can see here, it's already applied, already copied to all of the position that have similar condition with this one. Okay, so dia akan buat automatically lah kalau dia jumpa dia jumpa condition yang sama, dia akan apply that connection. Okay, so if you are in Revit 2018 and 19, so you cannot do this. Okay, so what you can do is you can create similar or copy the connection one by one. Okay, so let's propagate the other connection that I have made. Okay, so just click on this connection, right click, propagate. Okay, as you can see here, it's already applied. So same goes with this. Click on this connection, right click, propagate. Here also, I want to propagate. Okay. The clip angle. And lastly is the gusset plate. Okay, so as you can see here in my steel model, I already have all the connection that I want here. Okay, so it will save you a lot of time as you don't have to create your connection one by one. Okay, so that's how easy for you to insert the steel connection into your project. Okay, so let's remember the tools is propagate connection.